Hello everyone! Welcome back to Drawn by Annie channel. This is me, Annie, and I will be drawing for you today. Grab your tea, coffee and snacks and let's dive into today's video. So today I decided to draw something very unusual for me. I have never tried to draw animals before, but I decided to give it a try since I have this very nice and big supporter of my channel, and I wanted to show a little appreciations the way that I can, and I decided to draw a fan art of this sweetest supporter I've ever met. I present to your attention Whitey. So for this drawing, I'm going to use my little format sketchbook for mixed medium, as well as my acrylic paint pens, colored erasable sketch pencils, and brush pens for the line art. Since this page is the back page of one of the drawings that I used alcohol-based markers for, I had to cover it first with acrylic paint pen layer so the bled through ink from alcohol-based markers is removed or like invisible. And on top of this acrylic paint pen layer, I am starting to sketch out Whitey from one of the references that I found on his Instagram page. By the way, it's a very sweet page. You must check it out, especially if you love dogs and pets. It's super cute and always puts a smile on my face. I'm going to tag him in my descriptions for you to check it out. This is the sweetest dog boy that I've ever met in my life. Even though I've met a lot of dogs, I think Whitey just stands out so much, not only because of how he looks very unique to me at least. I was mostly introduced to German Shepherds or like smaller dogs previously in my life, and I know very few breeds, to be honest. I am very not dog specialist at all. I was mostly cat person my entire life. Also small animals like hamsters, rats, like rodents in general. But when I met Whitey, he really healed my soul because of how sweet and how happy he constantly is. Like, he accepted me very quickly, even though he's a little bit anxious dog and he doesn't accept just everybody. But he appeared to accept me, I guess because we're both a little anxious. I don't know for sure, but like, he accepted me very quick and we started to play around. And whenever I visit his family, my friends, his owners, we always play together, and my anxiety and like all the bad and negative feelings just melt away the more I play with this dog. Is just so sweet. It's always like magic. I don't know how, but I guess it's just some creatures are existing to heal bad vibes and maybe resonate with higher frequencies that are canceling the bad vibes. I don't know, but I believe in something like that, I guess. So for this drawing, I chose a very cute picture of him from one of the Instagram reels. And as you can see, it's like in this perspective that he's looking at you from below. So I wanted his nose to stick out and his eyes to be a bit bigger compared to the rest of the body. Even though he's quite a big of a dog, like he's fluffy, you know, I wanted his head to be the biggest part of this drawing. So I tried to go for this fisheye lens effect. I don't know if I succeeded in achieving that, but I really tried to give it my best, and there was an attempt to try and improve this technique. I think I might get to practice animal anatomy later on a little bit, because I really never tried to draw animals as much in my life, but their anatomy should be easier than human one, which I practiced for quite a while, let's say. So I believe if I give a little bit of my time and practice to drawing animals, I could improve it pretty quickly using the knowledge that I already have about human anatomy anyway. So for this drawing, I kind of went for larger forms, since a dog's head is mostly consists of circle and triangles. especially from this perspective. If I'm going from circle, his ears would be triangles and his nose would be a little bit of a rectangle, or also a triangle, but with like a smoother edge. And also his paws would be a little bit rectangular or a little bit cylindrical shape, I guess. So I'm keeping this in mind when I'm proceeding with giving him more fluffiness with strokes around his ears and inside his ears and etc. So since I'm using acrylic paint pens for this drawing, when I do, I usually put my colors first before doing a line art, because the line art would complete the drawing and it's way easier to just put on the basic colors or flat colors, or do the color rendering before even considering doing any line art whatsoever. Since I'm a big line art junkie, I want to do it anyway. So firstly, I'm putting the base color, which is white. Then I'm going to do some coloring for the ears and eyes. And then on top of everything, I'm going to put a line art to give him fluffiness and draw a little more details around his face features. And also after that, I'm going to add some little cuteness details, because I'm an anime artist after all. So I cannot proceed without adding some anime-ish expression, even if it's a dog, or in this case, dog character. I also have another big supporter of my channel, and she is my friend from home country. She is animal nanny, or like a pet sitter, and she made a very first business back in home country for that, as she is a very good animal handler, because she's been living with dogs for most of her life. She often sits with cats and dogs, mostly because that's the most common pets in our country. And she sends me pictures and videos of her animal clients, or like babies she sits with, and it's very fun to have somebody around with so many animal experience. I remember that I also needed a pet sitter for my husband's cat and also my bearded dragon. Yeah, for those who don't know, I had a lizard. She wasn't a pet sitter back then, like in official way, and after she had like a lot of experience and exposure to her friends that were asking her more and more to sit with their pets, she decided to start like a proper business for that, and I supported her as much as I could. I think she found a nice path for her and like cool business idea, and I really wish that she will get all the exposure that she is really deserving. She's such a sweetheart. Like whenever you're around a person like her, you feel like you're constantly warmed by a sunshine, and I really appreciate her being in my life as much as I do appreciate Whitey and Whitey's owners being my friends around here. I rarely meet people that I click with so quickly, to be honest. I really do appreciate when I do meet them. Whatever happens in our lives, and even if we part ways, move countries or homes or whatever, I don't think I would be ever able to forget these people. And I really wish you guys all have people like that in your life, because this is like the biggest joy that we as humans can have, the community around us and a bunch of supporting people, even if it's just one person that supports you in whatever you do or whatever your passion is. I think that's a very, very big thing to have in life and appreciate. A lot of people really don't have anybody. So if you have a very good friend of yours, don't forget to appreciate and let them know that you appreciate them, because most people don't realize how important they are in other people's lives, and we really need to remind them about this more often because we tend to drown in our everyday problems, everyday duties and work, and trying to build a career and trying to keep a healthy habits going, like gym and, you know, eating right and everything. So it's really nice to have somebody just out of nothing tell you that, hey, you are such a good friend of mine. I really appreciate you being here and I really love you. Let's take a moment to appreciate our loved ones and our friends and families. And you can let me know in the comments who is your most close person to you, who are the most close people in your life or most important people in your life. Or maybe your pet is your most important being in your life. Let's start a kindness flash mob and tag our besties, our appreciated people, and our kind members of our life and let them know that they are super important to us. And meanwhile, our chat was going on here in the background. I finished with the YT's drawing and I hope you like it. I think it looks a little wonky but still adorable. I hope I can improve my animal anatomy soon because my fantasy world also has a lot of animal related stuff, so I really need to put more effort into improving that part of my art. But anyway, please let me know in the comments what do you think about the drawing and what you think I could work on to improve it. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to wash your cup, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.